Welcome back to Route 40 Rust. This time, we're gonna do something I'm not very good at. It's making things pretty. Ugh. For years, I've been polishing my rust buckets with boiled linseed oil. It's fast, cheap, super easy. I think you get a gallon of this for under 20 bucks, and I've had it for a couple years. It's got some downsides though. It can be a little tacky when you apply it as liberally as I do, and that causes some problems if you've got, you know, a gravel driveway and it's kicking up dust, or trees pollinating, skeeters, bugs, insects, goat hairs. I'll find goat hair on my car, or even a chicken feather. Shut up, chicken! Ought to be nicer to them. They're pretty valuable these days with eggs and all. At any rate, I think we're gonna ditch the linseed oil, try something new. You guys have probably heard of it because you're smarter than I am and you're more into things, but I just found out about this a couple months ago. ZEP High Traffic Floor Finish. And high traffic means it's kind of like high mileage, and high mileage is like a beater, which is synonymous with rust bucket. And that's what we got here in this old Betty. And what perfect car to try it out on than the 48 Pontiac, because it's crusty. It's a very crusty car. Borderline rotted out. Yeah, it's in actually really bad shape. She's got some spots. Bit of a heifer, but we'll give it a shot, see what it'll do. See if we can't bring this car around. Let's get the pressure washer out, give her a good cleaning, because to be honest with you, I have not washed this car since I've got it. I might have shot it down with the hose a little bit, and that was the extent of my cleaning. But it needs a deep scrubbing. Hopefully it'll dry off before the sun sets tonight, and if not, we'll go ahead and wait till tomorrow to apply this stuff so we can get it in the sun and really see what it'll do. Pretty excited about it. Let's get started. Rip my shirt again. Ain't got no gas in her. See if this thing, it's a Tecumseh, probably won't run. Rabbit, pump 25 times. What is this thing, a Ford? Primer bulb doesn't feel like it's doing anything. Oh. Stink bug. Indiana state bird. don't know if it'll be dry enough before we lose all the sun to try out the ZEP. I don't know what that is. What am I doing? It's drying up a little bit. The drip rails will dry out all the way. We might be able to put it on. Oh yeah. That's how crusty this car is. It's drinking up the waters. Well, it's not dry yet, but probably try this out on the trunk. Can I read this? Ready to use high traffic floor polish. Durable finish, polished, scuff, and slip resistant. Use on vinyl, steel, concrete, rubber, no wax tile floors. Low maintenance, infrequent buffing. That's all the reading I know how to do. I should be wearing gloves. Well, it's not as sloppy as linseed oil. I think this is one of these operations that's going to take a couple coats maybe. You should do it in a circular pattern like a polish. Are there mosquitoes out here? It's March. Hope this doesn't destroy my trunk. I like this car. So far, not as impressed with boiled linseed as far as ease of application. The steel just kind of soaks it up. But I'm not doing it how it said to do it. It's my fault. Let that dry, circle back around, do another coat before we move on with the rest of the car and ruin it all together. It's got a nice body line and curvature to her. A little wide in the hips. I like it. Definitely couldn't wait 30 minutes before a car show to apply this. Seems like more of a legitimate process. Wonder if I should be wearing gloves. Eh. Getting all our nooks and crannies. Definitely not going to get this done tonight. It's pancake night. It's pancake night. Feels right. Pancakes and sausage? Nice. I can't really tell. It doesn't look like it's doing too much of anything. But then again, I am used to the linseed oil, so I think we're just gonna work on this trunk and quarter and keep doing some coats and see if we notice a difference. I think on the camera I can kind of see it shining there and a little there and a lot there. And I'll leave a line up here so hopefully we can really see the difference. I don't know what that's about. Hopefully it doesn't hurt what paint we got left. I don't know, what do you think, Abby? Think it's doing anything?
Looks like nicer.
Looks nicer? Well, that's what we're going for. My hands are starting to burn. I don't like this. Well, update. I opted for gloves. Hopefully to save any fingers that I might have left. 2, if this is what you guys do who have nice cars with nice paint on weekends, is just wax them, I don't want nothing to do with it. This is kind of miserable. 3, tertiary, once you're on your like 8th coat and you actually let it air dry for 30 minutes, it starts to just go on. It's a lot easier and it starts to look pretty good. So I think we're on to something here. I think it'll be well worth all the work if the finish stays there for 60 days, 90 days, I don't know. Give me something for all my efforts. This is ridiculous. I do not enjoy this at all. It's definitely a process. I'm gonna back it into the tree line for tonight because she's supper time. If you could tell, that side, that fender and that side of the hood's a little bit shinier compared to that side, and I think that's just the first or second coat. Got a lot on the passenger side done. You can see some glistening there, and haven't really done much over here other than back on the corner and the roof, but we'll get back on it. I think we might have something here. Here's the Pontiac a couple days later. It's taken a lot of coats, but this car was extremely crusty to begin with. We're talking maybe 5, 6 coats, but it really comes around. I'm a big supporter of the ZEP high polish, high traffic floor, what have you nots. And it's not tacky at all. It's almost like clear coat. It's a hard coating on there for sure. Except I got some kitty cat paws, which if I had boiled linseed oil, I wouldn't be able to rub those stray cat prints out of it. So that's kind of cool. Saw a friend at the elevator today. He has a 65 F250 that he's the one that introduced me to this ZEP polish. And he did his maybe, I don't know, last fall, and it was still looking pretty good. So got high hopes for it. A few streaky spots. Now, disclaimer, don't take my word for it on your project vehicles. If you got some decent paint, you know, I'm not telling you to go start wiping this on there and tear something up, but this car, we really didn't have, you know, much to lose. And I might use it on some other vehicles, I don't know, test it on some small spots. So take that into consideration, but I think it looks awful sharp. We'll do some nice close-ups. Couple things I learned: definitely wait a good half hour in between coats, because it makes it easier once it dries and hardens to just start wiping on the other coat. Don't rush yourself and get back into it while it's still wet. And second of all, wear some gloves, because it'll polish your fingernails. You'll look awful pretty, and that could be problematic if you got walking around town, you know, going Dollar General, handing over a $20 bill, and you got pretty polished fingernails. People in a small town start talking, and no bueno, friends, no bueno. So yeah, wear gloves if you don't want your fingernails polished up. As far as the chemicals and the health, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But comment below Let me know if you've used the ZEP high traffic floor polish, or if you think this turned out pretty good. I also used some Richard Petty son of a gun on the tires. I just wiped down the poverty caps. So looking pretty darn sharp. There's some streaky stuff in it, but yeah, you'll have that. I think it looks pretty good. It almost looks like when you wax a vehicle and don't get it off quite all the way, but at least it's glistening. Yeah, comment below what you think of the Pontiac. We're probably gonna move on to some other projects right now. So thanks for watching and trying out a new product with me. I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah. You guys take her easy. It's getting nice out. Time to get on them projects, everybody.
Jeremy sat on a blue box, read him some of my new poems. Delilah snapped the shutter on her new camera. We were frozen, old statues taking time for sweeter things in life. Not sure we've ever had that kind of time again. Looking back, thinking back, it's been ages. Didn't know we would give up. A day for building forts and trees. Sing a song to the buzzing bees. Hop on our bikes, head down to the store to buy candy. Let it melt there on our tongues. Laugh till we felt it in our lungs. Not sure we've ever had that kind of time again.